Well, behind me is where this outage all began. It's 55 Elm Street, the former state office building. The Attorney General and the Secretary of the State used to be located here. They've since moved out, and it's been under construction and will soon be transitioned into residential apartments.
Smoke billowing from a building and some type of explosions.
It was 3:30 a.m. when Hartford firefighters got the call. The chief sent a text to the mayor, who was already aware there was an issue.
I was first alerted by my 3-year-old who woke me up because his noisemaker went out this morning and when we lost power.
At the height of the outage, about 9,200 Eversource customers in Hartford were in the dark. The outage impacted critical infrastructure like Hartford Hospital, the state capitol, the legislative office building, Hartford Superior Court, and the State Emergency Operations Center,
which are pretty critical to state operations. They all have backup generators and redundant systems to keep them up and running. So as designed, everything worked.
The state's offices were back up and running with only a few IT snafus.
Hitting the reset button on some things, repowering, rebooting some things, it seems to be the fix.
Emergency crews traced the problem to 55 Elm Street.
It's a former state office building. The Attorney General and Secretary of State were there. Their offices were there. It's turning into residential. So there's been a lot of work that's being done on that building right now. There's nobody living in it yet, but they were hoping to have units up within a matter of months.
In a statement, Eversource said it appears there was an issue with customer-owned underground electric equipment on Elm Street, which damaged our equipment. Firefighters say it was a fire inside an underground electrical vault, which contains a large transformer. Crews had to wait until Eversource cut power before putting the flames out.
Because of the nature of PCBs, typically within these types of transformers, it is an underground vault, limited visibility. We had to make sure that the power was disconnected, so we waited for Eversource to come kind of disconnect the power so we can go in. We use dry chemicals just to extinguish what visible flame that we saw at the time.
Fox 61 was there as Hartford fire crews were briefly called back to the scene mid-morning for what turned out to be a smoldering pile of mulch that reignited. And although it wasn't exactly specified what caused the explosion and the outage, the fire department told me Eversource had to cut off and isolate power here at 55 Elm Street from the rest of the grid before they could re-energize the lines and bring power back online. They say everybody is working together to make sure this doesn't happen again in other parts of the city. Reporting in Hartford, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.